Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Wicked Bitter channel. I'm Travis. Thank you for checking out this video. If you are new to this channel and you love WWE, you love pro wrestling, you're going to want to subscribe to this channel. We have WWE content coming out every single week where we review Raw, SmackDown, hot topics in WWE. We do predictions, reviews, PLE stuff. We also do something that's my favorite thing, and that's what's actually going to happen in this video. Email videos. We do email videos where you send in your emails and I answer them here and we all talk about it afterwards. So if you would like to get in on the action, wickedbittermedia@gmail.com is how you can send it in, and I'll read them on the next video. Oh, my friends, look, man. It's been a long week. It's been a long week at work. Personally, there's a lot of stuff I got going on here in my personal life that's stressing me out. So I just want to say that I appreciate this community, and I honestly, I do love this community a lot. I look forward to talking to you all, and in the comments or reading the emails. That stuff really does make it a lot easier for me, and makes me feel a little better. And not to get all sentimental on you all, but I really do appreciate it. You really don't understand the impact it has on me. So this community, the way this channel has grown since the start, has been unbelievable. This is all I've ever wanted to do, was talk wrestling with other wrestling fans, so I appreciate it. And the fact that you all email in and I get to read them, I love it. So please keep it coming. I'm sorry if I don't get to them as fast as you might like me to, but keep in mind, I don't get to do this all day. Like, I don't get to just do this all day where I don't have another job and this is my only thing I get to do. I want to get to that point, trust me. And when I do, it'll be a lot easier. But I still try to make time for other things in life, plus work, and then also doing this, which, this right here, if I had it my way, I'd be doing this all day. But enough about that. Let's get into what this video is supposed to be. It's the email video, one of two. I'm going to come out with another one. So if I don't get to your email in this video, it will be on the next video. Because I know I mentioned, I looked at the email box, my inbox, and I saw there was a good amount of emails, which I'm very happy for. Thank you for that. Usually sometimes I get 2 or 3. I think it's been like double that or a few more than that, so I really do appreciate it. Let's get into it, though. Let's talk about some WWE stuff. We're fresh off of WrestleMania. Let's see what we have here. Some of these emails might have been sent maybe before WrestleMania. I don't know I don't think they have been, but let's see. Let's get our first one here. It's from Patrick P. Patrick, I appreciate you, dude. I know you've been here for a while, and you have emailed in before, so I appreciate you always doing this. Patrick says, "Hey man, I wanted to draw your attention to a WrestleMania moment worth remembering. Say his name and he appears, Joe Hendry. 2024 has both entered, I think he meant to say in 2024, has both entered the Royal Rumble and gotten a WrestleMania match against a true legend, unlike Chad Gable, who didn't get one. That is a damn travesty still. The future of WWE in 2026 and beyond might be all about believing in Joe Hendry. Thoughts? Stay bitter, sigh, yeet." Yes, we got a yeet out of Patrick. Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. Maybe turning a corner here, Pat. Look, man, while watching WrestleMania, when Joe Hendry came out, I remember with the group of people I was watching with, I was just amazed. I could not believe that in 2025, I'm watching WWE's biggest show of the year, and they have a champion from a rival, not even a rival, a different wrestling company appear on their stage at their biggest show. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't, because up till this point, anytime TNA has done anything with WWE, it's always been in NXT. And I was wondering, are they ever going to show up on the main roster? And here we go. Joe Hendry has been the talk of the wrestling community for months, for a whole year, maybe more. And he's blown up. He got that spot in the Royal Rumble, and the crowd went nuts for it. He got to square off against Roman Reigns in that Rumble. And then here, he gets to square off against, like you said, an absolute legend in Randy Orton. And I really hated seeing the comments on social media afterwards where people were saying that WWE buried TNA's champion. Are you nuts? Like, seeing stuff like that, sometimes there are some comments, and I get this a lot on my actual, Instagram and stuff where I'm mostly active there when I post stuff. I see a lot of comments of people who just say these I'm not going to lie, idiotic things. I don't see how the TNA champion was buried. How? Dude, we're lucky that we even got a TNA champion on a WrestleMania card. Not only that, he's the TNA champion. He's being announced on WWE television as TNA champion. You remember years ago, I think it was Mickie James, or I can't remember who, but they were in TNA. They showed up on WWE, and they were a champion at the time, but they weren't allowed to take their title out on TV. They weren't allowed to take their TNA title onto WWE television. And then a few years later after that, it was Mickie James and the Women's Royal Rumble, and she had her TNA championship with her. I thought that was a huge step, and I'm like, wow, they're taking a big step here. They can't go any bigger than that. And then now you got Joe Hendry, the TNA champion, showing up in the Royal Rumble with this title, and now you got him being introduced at a WWE WrestleMania as TNA champion. Unbelievable. The steps we have taken is incredible. And the fact that he gets in there with Randy, it doesn't matter if it was a 2-minute match. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The exposure that Joe Hendry got, the reception that he got, the approval from Randy Orton that he got, that's not getting buried, dude. Whether it was a 15-minute match or a 2-minute match, either way, Hendry was not winning it. And Randy Orton on his 20th WrestleMania gets a victory. His 20th opponent at WrestleMania is Joe Hendry. That's unbelievable. Super happy about it. Can't wait to see what he does after TNA. I think a lot of people expect him to be in WWE. I do as well. So awesome. Awesome. Let's get our next one here. This one's from Clayton. I appreciate you, dude. Ever since you've joined this channel, you've been very active in the comments and sending in emails. I definitely appreciate that. Clayton says, can we discuss where our truth is, and if he's okay. His hero turned his back on him. I'm concerned about our truth. You know what? It's a question I think not a lot of people are asking, and they should be. Our truth, we haven't even seen him since John Cena's turned heel. Where is truth? Is he doing all right? I think we need to get a quality check. We need someone to look in on our truth to see if he's doing okay. And you know what? We talk about Cena being this heel that a lot of people haven't bought into the heel persona yet. I think a great way to get a bunch of heat on John Cena is if he has a segment with our truth, whether he runs him down verbally and then attacks him, or even if he just runs him down verbally, or if he just attacks him. One of these variations. Have him talk trash to him, really beat him up verbally, or you can have him beat him up physically, or you can have both. I think if you do both of that, or one of those, you're going to get a huge reaction out of it, and I think you're going to get a lot of heat on John Cena finally, because that will be probably up till right now the most heelish thing he could do, because everybody loves our truth. Let's do one more for this video, and then in the next video I'll do some more emails here. This one is from Billy Lindsay. I appreciate you, dude. I always see you out there. I appreciate you emailing again. Billy says, kind of a lengthy one here. He says, Travis, can we talk about the fact that it seems, and maybe it's just the Vegas crowd, the crowd has completely taken over everything now. Cena busted his ass to get heat. Lyra isn't over enough as a babyface, therefore Becky turns heel and the crowd cheers her too. Finally, you got Seth, Paul Heyman, and Braun creating what looks like a great new juggernaut faction, and then they cheer that. Then Braun comes out and they bark and everyone cheers. Here's my question. Is any of this really going to work, or is this going to be confusing and awkward having the crowd cheer where they should boo? Yeah, I think we're entering a time in WWE, especially lately, where it's always kind of been this way. It's always been cool to be the bad guy. It's very hard to find baby faces that get cheered, like genuine cheers from crowds. Cody for a while, but even he started to get booed a little bit towards the end there. It's just cooler to be a heel. You love the heels. Me, growing up, I've always loved the bad guy. I still do. I have most of my favorite superstars or wrestlers or whatever are all heels. It's just the way it is. It's just cooler. They're edgier. They can get away with more. They get a little more flair to them. So I don't know. I think it is going to work, because I think WWE lately has kind of tread the line, especially with a few separate different people here, of people being borderline babyface and borderline heel at the same time. You got guys who are babyfaces but act as if maybe a traditional heel would, and then you have moments where heels kind of come off as like a babyface. And Braun Breaker has definitely been on that line where you thought he was a babyface for a little bit when he looked like he was going after Gunther, and then later on that same night he overtly goes right back to being a heel. So it's like he's been kind of on both sides of the fence here. I think WWE just wants to book the way they want to book, and they're going to allow the crowd to just cheer who you want to and boo who you want to. Now, in some cases, it's difficult, like you mentioned with Lyra. I know WWE definitely pictures her and wants her to be a babyface. I know that for sure. We all know that. But especially now putting her up against Becky, who is a fan favorite, and we've seen this before with Becky when she's turned heel. People have cheered her before. So are they going to do the same thing again? I think yes, but I think that's okay. I think you have to find a little bit of extra creativity to try to get the crowd against Becky as much as possible. Now, if you got Becky going against Charlotte and Becky's the heel, people are going to cheer Becky because they don't like Charlotte. You got to gain a little bit of more sympathy, a little more of a backing behind Lyra for people to actually cheer for her as opposed to cheering more for Becky. I don't know if they can do that. That's up to the creativity of WWE. I think it's definitely possible, but I think it's going to be very difficult. I don't think it's a problem with WWE and wrestling as a whole. I think it's fun as a fan to just cheer who you want to cheer and boo who you want to boo. Look at everybody with Jey Uso. A huge backing for him. A lot of people cheer for him, but at the same time, a lot of people boo for him. It's just the way of the land. You know, I love Gunther. He's a heel. A lot of people don't like Gunther because he's a heel. It's different. Like, just the way they're booked, I think, is more important than the reaction that they get. The fact that they get a reaction at all, I think, is good enough. I appreciate all the emails, everybody. Look, I mentioned earlier, I definitely appreciate this community. To me, if I had this channel, which I have when I first started, and I was making videos and nobody was watching, it was very disappointing because I just wanted a community of people I can talk wrestling to, and you all have transformed this channel into that, and I could not thank you enough. So with everything going on in my personal life that stresses me out, this channel, although it does stress me out at times because it doesn't get things that I hope it does. Like, I hope for some videos to do better than they do, and they don't. I still look forward to making these and engaging and talking with all of you, so I appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed yet and you would like a new channel to support with WWE content, I ask that you please subscribe. Everybody else that has subscribed already, thank you for watching. Please like this video. It helps me out greatly, so please make sure you do that. Leave some comments on your thoughts. I appreciate that as well. And until we meet again, my friends, I'll be coming out with another video, another email video, so look out for that. But for now, have a good rest of your day, have a good weekend, and until we meet again, as always, stay bitter.